Hello. Oh, hello, you as well. Hello, my gorgeous viewers. Welcome. That threw me off guard then. I'm Byron. I'm a vegan. I'm losing weight on Slimming World. This is Craddock, who has decided to join us today, I think. Um, and I am going to tell you today my weighing results. I've done week 3 on Slimming World. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my week. You've hopefully already seen some of the food that I've had. I'll talk about that. And I'm going to talk to you as well about my plans for next week, week 4. If you are new here, like I say, welcome. Please stick with me. I'm going to be on this journey for a while, I think. I've still got quite a bit of weight to lose. Like I say, this is only week 3. I do have a link to my playlist if you want to go back and look from week 1 onwards. That would be lovely. And if you like what you see, whether that's myself or this gorgeous little kitty cat, please by all means give me a like, subscribe to my channel, share my channel. Anything you want to do to support me is so appreciated by me. So thank you. On the subject of supporting me and my journey and my channel, thank you again to all of the new subscribers who have come my way. Over the moon. Can't believe it. Can't believe the number of views that I've been having, and can't believe the number of people who are liking, who are subscribing, and more importantly for me, who are commenting on each of my videos. It's been lovely reading them all. I have read all of them. I have replied to 99% of them. The only issue that I'm having is if you leave me a comment and then I reply and you comment on that reply, for some reason I'm not getting a notification of that. I only realised yesterday when I was flicking through and thinking, didn't know that they'd replied to what I'd said. So I'll have to figure that out. So forgive me. I will go in manually and have a look and make sure that I've not missed anyone. I just was not aware that that was the case. But all the comments, again, have just been so encouraging. People have been supportive, people have been kind and friendly, and above all, they've shared with me their own experiences. And whether you're struggling on your journey to lose weight, whether you have just started, whether you're thinking of starting, or whether you, like many of the comments I've received, as somebody who reached your target some time ago, and amazingly and inspirationally have maintained that target weight, thank you. It's really motivating me to go forward. Really, really is. On the topic of comments and people within the lovely YouTube community that I am finding on this weight loss journey, I do have to give a mention to one of my commenters and subscribers, Lighter Mandy. I'm going to comment. I'm not going to comment. I'm going to put that in my description. So if anyone doesn't follow Lighter Mandy and you would like to, I will leave that linked there. Mandy commented on my post a few days ago, and I immediately, because I'm so nosy, clicked on, went through, watched her channel from the very beginning, actually, and chronologically worked my way forward to present day. Mandy, I'm at the present day now. And you look amazing. What a difference. Look back at your starting video and now you look so much younger, you look healthier, you're glowing. Love it. Love that for you so much. Genuinely. Mandy, for those of you who like to watch a vlogger, is currently quite a big chunk into her weight loss journey. Really impressive, and is doing so through calorie counting and a bit of the old boot camp. But like most of us in the past, has tried Slimming World, has tried Weight Watchers, tried intermittent fasting, keto, you name it. We've all done it, haven't we? Which is fine. We all have to do those things to find what works for us. And then when we do find what works for us, hopefully we can make that stick going forward, because it becomes sustainable rather than feeling like we're depriving ourselves. So yeah, love it, Light Mandy. You've got a new subscriber in me for sure, and I'll be continuing to follow your successes, and I'll celebrate with you online on YouTube. So thank you. Yesterday I put my first what I ate in not in a week, in 3 days video up online. That's already had quite a few views and some comments. Basically, that was mirrored for the other 3 days or 4 days of the week. As a single person, live on my own, if I cook something and it feeds 2 or 3 or 4, I'll usually have it, the night that I make it, and then a couple of nights later, and then, whack it back in the freezer. So that will give you pretty much an overview of what my food was like for the last week. I enjoyed all of it. I felt full all week, and I'm loving feeling organised, prepared, and above all, in control of my diet. And when I say diet, I mean what goes in my mouth. I don't mean, sticking necessarily to a rigid deficit, but being in control of my nutrition, which is something that I probably felt out of control with for a really, really long time in my life. And I think some of you will be able to relate in some ways to that. It sounds very straightforward. Anne and Hives. Hi, Anne, if you're watching. Your comment, simple but obvious, yet so effective. For me, stop buying my trigger foods. Stop buying Pringles. Stop buying Haribo or Jelly Tots and having them in the house. So again, that's what I've done. And not having them here has made it so much easier for me not to reach for them when I'm feeling mindless and bored or emotional. I felt in control. I felt mentally strong and physically strong this week, and that's been a lovely feeling. And one that I hope continues next week. Really, really do. The preparation part of that is just something that I'm so happy that I've tapped into at the moment. That power of preparation. Every night, knowing what I'm going to eat the next day, knowing that my breakfast or my overnight oats is done, that I've got the ingredients that I need to stay on plan for whichever meal that I'm going to be doing, knowing that that will feed me for more than one meal. Amazing. Real shift in my mindset this last week or so, and one that I'm carrying over into the coming week. And I'll talk about that in a moment. But I'm going to tell you first of all about my weight loss results. And it is a loss this week, and I am so happy. So it was my week 3 weigh-in. I didn't stay for image therapy this week. I was in a rush and I had to go and catch a train, which typically was cancelled. So I could have stayed to group, but I did not. I just went in and got weighed in. And this week, for week 3, I lost 1.5 pounds. So yeah, thrilled with that. That puts my total weight loss over the 3 weeks to 10.5 pounds. I probably could have, well, I don't really think it's an appropriate attitude to think what could I have done differently or what could I have done better at this stage. Certainly, I think being reflective in what we do is really, really helpful. But I'm only 3 weeks in. I've had a weight loss each week, which is just fantastic. Um, they've they've jumped from 6.5, 2.5, 1.5. But I've been on plan. I know that I've been on plan fully. All I can do now is see what happens next week, and I'll feel that some weeks I'm going to lose more weight than others. Some weeks I'm going to maintain. Some weeks I might, very probably, might put on half a pound or a pound or 2 pounds or more. But I feel like 3 weeks in, it's too early for me to be judging what works really well and what doesn't work really well for me. I'm just going to stay on the plan and start to look at that bigger picture, hopefully in a few weeks' time. But to be 3 weeks in and 10.5 pounds down, I'm thrilled. And I've set myself a target for next week of just beating that. I don't mind whether it's £2. I don't mind whether it's, 3.5 pounds would just, I've got Craddock hair flying everywhere. £3.5 would be, you need a brush. £3.5 would obviously put me at a stone. It's quite a big ask. I'm going to work towards it. I'm going to make mindful choices. But again, I'm not going to deprive myself in any way, shape, or form. Anything over that £1.5 will be lovely for me, but ultimately a loss will be amazing for me. And if I can lose £1.5 a week, that puts me really close to my target by Christmas. So I'll take that and I'll run with it. I am going to be treating this coming week a little bit differently because I am going to be trying still to use my sins within my meals and not within snacks. But you know how people do like shop my stash? You know, like whether it's makeup or skincare or I don't know, whatever it might be. I'm doing shop my cupboards this week because they are full. They are absolutely full to bursting with food. I'm so blessed that that is the case. I grew up in real poverty, where food insecurity was a very regular part of my childhood and adolescence. So I've always been the kind of person as an adult who, to minimise that happening again, I'm not like full on, apocalyptic level hoarder, and I did not hoard toilet roll during the pandemic. But I mean, like I probably got like, when I say my cupboards are bursting, 6 tins of tomatoes, 6 tins of chickpeas, a moderate amount of cupboard food, and I forget about it. And every week I seem to spend money on more food coming into the house, which is, silly, really, when I've got food in. So I had a look through my cupboards today and I picked out 3 things that I'm going to have over this week. And I'll hopefully get you down, I don't know, 5 or 6 meals. Are you wanting a little look on these as well? And it means that I'm using things before they hit their best before. I mean, they're tins and packets, they'll last forever, but might as well use them. So number 1 is this chow mein stir fry sauce. I have 2 of these in the cupboard. Well, I have 1 in the cupboard now, and this one. And I've got 2 of the sweet and sour ones. I don't know how many sins. I'll find out now. I did check. Brain like a sieve. So let's see how many sins are in this. Apologies, bear with. Scanner. Scan. Okay, so in that whole pouch there is 4.5 sins, so I'll very happily use that in a meal, even if I end up using, I think I'll probably use less than half per meal, so that would be about 2 sins, depending on how much I get out of it. So very happy, keep an eye on my meals, I'm going to be using that this week. The next thing, again, I'll scan it while I'm doing it, is this. It's the Morrison's Mediterranean style couscous. I know that I can just make free couscous. Again, this plan for me and this plan working is all about, making choices that I'm going to stick with. And I know that it's easier for me, it's more convenient for me just to get one of these and throw some boiling water over it. And for 3 sins for the entire packet, again, that's perfect. I'd probably in one meal have half of the packet of that with something else. So I'm going to have that later this week. Keep an eye on that. And lastly is, I love these. I get these all the time. All supermarkets do them, but these are the Asda ones. Health Menu by Asda. And they're the lentil pouches. You can get the, they do like lentil, they do quinoa, wild rice type ones, and then they also do flavored type ones like plant powered chili or I don't know, chickpea dal and those kind of things. All the supermarkets do them. I find them really yummy, really filling. And this one, which is it's quite a big heavy pack. I'm just trying to balance my phone. This one is, oh wow, for the whole pack, 2 sins. Incredible. So again, yeah, I'll definitely be using that this week. Green lentils with mixed vegetables. I don't know what with, but I've got vegetables and salad in the fridge. And I'm going to try and do it without buying unnecessarily more and more food, where the same thing happens. I hate food waste so much. Hence the fact that I always try to freeze things when I can and get the most use out of them when I can. So please do keep an eye out for those meals over the next few days. I think what I'll do is another 3 days of meals, and then I'll probably not film the rest of the week, but double up on what I've already made. That feels like quite a manageable way for me to film. Anyway, I'm bored of myself now, so you must be, if you've stayed with me and with Craddock this far. Thank you so much. Let me know how you have done, please, because I really am interested. Let me know in the comments, and I'll reply. And in fact, Carol Masters, I noticed that you replied to me on the last video that I put out, I think. And like I said earlier, I didn't see that one come through, and I noticed your weight loss as well. So well done, really good. And I will go back and comment. The rest of you have a great day. Make the best choices that you can do for wherever you're at in life right now. And I hope that you've got the power and belief in yourself to do that. And I will hopefully see you joining me on my next video in a few days' time. Big moi. All the best. See you soon.